was there, I was there. I was there, I was there. If you were there like I was there, then you'd believe I was there.
I watched him as he fed the multitude, 5,000 at his feet, and didn't know him want for food. For real, it was just 2 fish, 5 loaves, broke bread as he blessed God with his eyes closed. I was with him in the synagogue when he tossed him out for trying to make a den of thieves out his father's house. I was there when he rebuked the Pharisees in the temple, read they mental and knew they heresy. Can't imagine what overcame us when they pulled back the stone, and then he told Lazarus, wake up. Confronted by them demons when he asked him who he is, and when he said that I am legion, then he cast him to the pigs. I seen a woman with the issue of blood trying to push through the crowd just to get to his love. She had so much faith stored up in her soul that he could feel it, and he healed her just from touching his robe.
I was there, I was there. He came down from heaven to walk with me. I was there, I was there. I felt what he said when he talked with me. I was there, I was there. I cried when he bled on the cross for me. If you were there like I was there, then you'd
And I was there when they begged for the truth, when he healed that paralytic after they lowered his bed through the roof. When the soldier told him, Lord, my son's near dead up at my house, but I know that he'll be saved if you just said it out your mouth. I was right there amazed cause he kept it so real, and he said that because of your faith your son's healed. He walked on water and changed water to wine. He spit on the man's eyes and he no longer was blind. Made my jaw almost came up off the hinges and dropped when we was in that storm, and he yelled at the wind and it stopped. When religious folk was all on that prostitute's dome, and he said whoever ain't sin, toss the first stone. He told us that a shepherd always thought about the sheep, taught us about servanthood by washing our feet. And I was in that upper room when we cried, cause he looked us in the eye and told us soon he would die.
I was there, I was there. He came down from heaven to walk with me. I was there, I was there. I felt what he said when he talked with me. I was there, I was there. I cried when he bled on the cross for me. If you were there like I was there, then you'd believe.
I was there in the garden while the rest of them was asleep, when he prayed, if there's another way, Father, let it be. When his homeboy Judas hit his cheek with that kiss, and they stormed it and tied up his feet and his wrists. When Peter got active and chopped off one of their ears, and he picked it up and healed him, and he wiped away his tears. When the very same Peter down the road back then turned his back out of fear and said, I don't know that man. When they spit on him and beat him and ripped the beard out his face, whipped him till his back would never heal out of hate. When they screamed crucify him and they sentenced him to death, made him carry his cross and he winced with every step. When they smashed on that crown of thorns and hung him by them thieves after hammering them nails through his wrists and his feet. When he said, Father, forgive them cause they know not what they've done, I was with him and I listened. Why? Cause he's my son.
I was there, I was there. He came down from heaven to walk with me. I was there, I was there. I felt what he said when he talked with me. I was there, I was there. I cried when he bled on the cross for me. If you were there like I was there, then you'd believe I was there.